passion with medical blunts. I'm a dare fool to do stunts up in the nutty cuts. I'm focused, I'm pressed, I go nuts, berserko. I knock it out and I show them I'm lyrical. People think I'm spiritual. I raised like the locals and taught them the game. Now they smoke hoes, in and out of Chevy doors, hustling to get mo. And the homies think they know Ike, but I'm on a paper route and I keep it sticky. Mile High brand new release and they love me. We had a big ass money factory.
I ride sideways on the highway, to ride my way, the mile highway in my city. In my city. In the city of smoke. In the city of smoke.
In the city of smoke. 24/7, get your dough. 303-720. A masterpiece when I flow at the 420. Passing out hydrochronic and green buds and mo. I'm in a state where they grow. Paper so big, they're pushing on FBTS, chewing over the phone. By the locals, lemon and kiwi is the hot right now, bro. Everybody loaded up on hydro, doing dabs, Cheech and Chong blunts and hip hop does. They say what you love, some edibles to grub and get high than a mug. She's so high, she's so strong. In a state where Mary Jane gets smoked in the club, everybody gives $100 bills and hugs. Liquor stores were on every corner, and old school homies were doing bums. Now it's weed shops, and the homies going dumb. All happy walking in, getting they buzz. Pistol to let loose them slugs. I'ma push and beat up these mean mugs. 77K5 on brand new lugs. In the city of smoke, in the city of smoke, you can get your dough. In the city of smoke, in the city of smoke, you can get your dough. In the city of smoke, in the city of smoke, you can get your dough. In the city of smoke, in the city of smoke, you can get your dough.
Played at high volume. Could be played. Could be played at high volume. Could be played. Could be played at high volume. Could be played. Could be played at high volume. Could be played high volume. High volume. Played at high volume. Could be played. Could be played at high volume. Could be played. Could be played at high volume. Could be played. Could be played at high volume. Could be played high volume. High volume. Volume.
Friends, how many of us have them? Friends, ones we can depend on. Friends, how many of us have them? Friends, before we go any further, let's be friends. How many of us have them? Friends, ones we can depend on. Friends, how many
You're live with Ideas on KBLP LLC. Just want to say hello to everybody. It was a update podcast with the Ike Dog music. I really appreciate everybody who tunes in and checks it out all the time. Like, you can listen 24/7, year round, any day. It's pretty cool. So make sure you check it out. KBLP is going in a cool direction, and it's exciting to see the new things we have coming for you. So make sure you stay tuned to us. It's going to be an exciting ride. We just signed on for another year, so you got to deal with this for another year. We just signed another contract for another year, so it's going to be pretty fun. I'm really excited. We got a lot of new changes. We got some new podcasts coming in. We have our regular podcast, and they're adding to their podcast, so it's going to be pretty cool. So I want to give a real quick announcement about Planet B.O.B. It was scheduled for last night, Monday, but it's going to be rescheduled for Wednesday night at 11 p.m. Eastern, and they have two guests on that show, and it's going to be a pretty cool podcast, Planet B.O.B. So make sure you check it out. I got a couple birthdays that I promised to give out last Saturday, but I didn't get a chance to do it because I only did a 3-hour show. So usually I do a 5-hour show for the Jam. Make sure you check out the Jam every Saturday. And we also have Chris Stevens on Friday with the Freaks in the Basement. And you also want to check out Wednesday mornings with Michelle Auger and Denise Harris with Hump Day. It's pretty cool. It's up to date news, and they're pretty hilarious. They get down, they have a great time. So make sure you check them out for your morning ride to work or whatever you're doing. So it's going to be a great time on KBLP. You can catch it on iHeart, Speaker, Spotify, iTunes, YouTube. So it's all over. So make sure you check out any of the outlets for it. So I got to give a quick birthday wish to Ricky D. Happy birthday, Ricky D. I'll tag you in this so you know that I gave you a shout out. And then Samantha Sanchez, 27 years old. Geez, woman, 27. That's pretty cool, 27. It's you're a young woman. Go out there and live your life. Have fun. Happy birthday from KBLP to Ricky D and Samantha Sanchez. I got to give a shout out to a couple of our groups that we run with. Denver Broncos Locker Room. Make sure you join the group. Football season's coming up. We are going to be running a podcast with a review of the game after the game on Monday. So make sure you check that out, guys. It's going to be pretty cool. We have a roundtable of podcasters that's going to be involved. So I think you'll enjoy what we have in store for you this season on our football podcast, our sports podcast. It's going to be pretty exciting. And then Planet B.O.B., make sure you go by there. Michelle Auger, she's the main administrator there. It's a cool group. You can learn hacks on how to survive if an outbreak happens, if a zombie attack happens. This week they're teaching gardening techniques. Tomorrow night on if the end of the world happens and you got to grow your own food or do what you got to do. Planet B.O.B. People always ask what B.O.B. means. It's bug out bag. Also KBLP LLC, the group. We've only had the group for about a month or 2 months now, and it's already over 3,000 members. So make sure you go by, join the group, participate, be active, enjoy the group, and then we're trying to push our YouTube. So make sure you go to the YouTube. Make sure you hit the follow. Make sure you hit the follow here on Speaker, so we know that you're part of our team, that you support us. So it's pretty cool. I'm pretty excited. I do want to mirror one of the guys I listen to. I've only been listening to him for about 3 or 4 months now, and the Fullerton Report. I recommend you go in and check him out. TheFullertonReport.com is his website. You can check him out on YouTube, of course. And I'm hoping to get him as a guest and to talk about the 5G that's coming. It's already going up around a lot of people. So it's probably about 20 to 25% up around the United States. So, and when 5G is completed, it's going to be a mess. So I'd like to bring him on and let everybody just listen to what he has to say. It's pretty interesting. This guy's pretty intelligent, and he's
It's not just that he's school smart. He goes, not the indoctrination part. He's well-rounded, world-rounded. So he world flat. Sorry about that to all the flat earthers. he knows a lot about, and he's also a flat earther. He knows a lot about what's going on with the 5G, and I'm gonna try to get him as a guest. If not, I'm gonna mirror a couple of his broadcasts. That way you guys could check him out. I also want to give a shout out to J Dreamers, who we already had set up a podcast, but I wasn't able to do it. So I'm hoping that Denise Harris, J Dreamers, and I could do a roundtable discussion about Giants. I'm really interested in that. He talks a lot. He knows a lot. He knows a lot about the history of it all. So that's why I'd like to bring him in and talk a little bit more about it. 'Cause I'm really interested. I've always been interested in Giants since I was a kid. And now the information that's coming out about Giants is pretty interesting. Like, there's so much stuff about Giants that's been covered up. And I like to bring it to the light so everybody can see exactly what's going on with it. You know, there's a lot of podcasts that I've mirrored in the past, and I will mirror some more if I can't get them as guests on the podcast. So, and I listen to them as long as they say to go ahead and mirror their podcast or broadcast, then I usually go ahead and do it. And if you want to know a little bit what I'm talking about, like they put out their broadcast and they say if you want to take this podcast and replay it for everybody on your platform, that way people could hear it, more people could hear it, you know. So if it's interesting, and I think that it's worth the time for our listeners that we have that enjoy our podcast, I'll go ahead and play it for everybody. So there's a few things. So make sure that you tune into all our podcasts. It's a great time. We have a great time. Everybody does a great job. Shout out to Denise Harris, Chris Stevens, Michelle Auger, Desiree Pickett, Lolita Diaz, Cecilia Flores.